granniopteryx, granniopteryx. She knows the truth, she's linking every link.
Hello, sorry to have to tell you this, but I bear some rather worrying news. This is an article from the 10th of March in The Independent, and it talks about Iran activating sleeper cells all over the Western world. Now, I don't know whether the latest problem in New York was caused by one of those sleeper cells, but I do believe that whatever it was, it's one of an increasing number of paramilitary actions which will be, over the next weeks and months, they'll be committed by Muslims who might not even know they're working for Iran, but who will be inspired to violence by a network of Iranian operatives, possibly disguised as something else. If you don't know what happened in New York, there was an anti-Muslim demo outside Gracie Mansion, which was countered by a bunch of do-gooding liberals. Ironically enough, while one of these liberals was fulminating about how bad this anti-Muslim demo was, a 19-year-old by the name of Ibrahim Qayyumi, who'd come to kill and maim in the name of Allah, jumped on the aforementioned bleeding heart liberal and, using him as a springboard, heaved an improvised nail bomb into the centre of the crowd of bleeding heart liberals. Fortunately for the bleeding heart liberal and everyone else around, the bomb didn't go off, and they ended up bleeding only metaphorically. Now, we in these islands know a bit about this sort of behaviour, and it seems that we're going to have to prepare ourselves for more. While you guys on the other side of the Atlantic had better start wearing more substantial underwear. I'm afraid that tinfoil just won't be enough. And this is because it looks like Iran has activated some sort of doomsday instruction to sleeper cells embedded in our countries. And they appear to be doing this through a new numbers station that suddenly popped up, broadcasting on 7910 kilohertz. So, what's a numbers station, I hear you ask? Well, they're a bit of a blast from the past, actually. Number stations were used extensively in the Cold War years, and they worked like this. At specific times of the day, if you were a spy, let's say in Cambridge, you'd tune into your shortwave radio and you'd hear a series of numbers and silences of varying lengths. And you'd compare these numbers with a code chart in your possession, or even with a specific book, and those numbers would translate into words which would then be your orders for the day. Number stations had rather gone out of favour in these days of the internet and burner phones, but of course the internet can be hacked, and well, I think the Iranians have become somewhat suspicious of handheld electronic devices of any sort. So, back to the mid-20th century they go. And when a few weeks ago I saw on a nerdy radio enthusiast site, here I'll find it for you, here we are, that a new number station had suddenly appeared at a time when number stations have all been shutting down. And when I further read that this new transmitter seemed to be sending out a particularly strong signal, and the numbers were spoken in Farsi, the language generally accepted as the standard language in Iran, and that it appeared to be coming from the Middle East area, well, I, as well as the other nerds, reckoned it was Iranian, and there wasn't much other reason for such a station to fire up other than to activate bad actors embedded in the Iranian diaspora. It says here, shortwave listeners across Europe have recently reported unusual activity on 7910 kilohertz, raising the possibility that a new Iranian number station may have appeared on the high-frequency spectrum. While still unconfirmed, the signal's characteristics, propagation behaviour and reception reports strongly suggest a Middle Eastern origin, making it a compelling subject for radio amateurs and high-frequency monitoring enthusiasts. It's been broadcasting, I think, since February. However, it was all speculation, so I didn't mention it then. But when the Gracie Mansion incident cropped up, I started to think that perhaps now was the time to talk about this issue. And it turns out I'm not the only one. As you see, even The Independent is talking about it. And we should be aware, because Iran is a clear and present danger to us all. So I thought you might like to hear what a numbers station sounds like, just in case you've never heard one before.
612
That was an amusing little joke there at the end, wasn't it? I'm sure that all the secret services of various countries are watching those transmissions, but it's next to impossible to decipher them unless you actually have the code sheet or the particular book to which the numbers refer. But whatever the announcer is saying, I don't think it bodes well for the West, because the Iranian regime is particularly vituperative. It particularly wants mayhem and destruction. And if it can't do it on the ground from its own country, it will do its best to do it from all sorts of agents around the globe. Right, well, yep, that's it. That's something else to worry about. Until next time. You can help my channel by subscribing and clicking the notification bell. That's quite important. And by sharing if you're so inclined. Links to my other channels and to donation methods are in the description. But the best way you can help is simply by clicking like and notify. Thank you.